the queue in Slack.
Hi there, welcome everyone. We've got maybe less than a minute, so just seeing if any more folks show up before we get started. All right. I feel like we should have had some waiting music put on this. Less than a minute is pretty long.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Thank you everyone for coming to join us today. We are a bunch of organizers for WordCamp Asia 2024 who are very excited to talk to you today about how you can travel to Taiwan with ease. My name is Destiny Kano. I work with the sponsors team for WordCamp Asia 2024, and you're going to get quite a few people discussing with you today visa guidance, step-by-step guide of assistance for your visa application. You'll also get Taipei travel information, so you can learn about the best accommodation and travel tips. And then we'll also throughout and at the end have some Q&A that we'll go through together. So once again, thank you for being here. And if we've got our slides ready, our first speaker is Vanita.
Thank you, Destiny, for that wonderful introduction for all of us. And also thank you for everyone else taking time out and joining this webinar. We're just going to kickstart with some of the questions people will have for visas. So if you've already got questions, please scan this QR code and join us on Slido, drop in your questions there as I go through the slides for the visa. All right, so as you can see, we're going to go through a step-by-step guide, right, on how to apply for the right type of visa so that we can all be there in Taipei, Taiwan this year in March for WordCamp Asia. But of course, before we begin, I would want to also clarify that we are not the official visa authority. And we do not claim to be an expert in this. This is just to give you some tips to keep in mind, so that you are able to make the right decision when choosing which type of visa you should go for. And also for the latest updates, please go to the official websites, Meet Taiwan and the MOFA Taiwan website, which is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Those links will be dropped by Yuli on the chat window, so please grab it. All right. So when you're trying to figure out which visa you need, right, you have to determine this by which country you belong to or which country you have your passport for. So we have taken a quick example here, which is Nepal. As you can see, there are, three options showing up, which is the general visa, the e-visa, with flexible mechanism, right? So citizens of Nepal have these main two options. So one is either they go through their own personal route and follow the steps on the general visa, or they go with the assistance of WordCamp Asia and choose to send us all of the information so that we can help you with the application process, and you will be given an e-code. We will get into a little bit more of this in a follow-up slide. But this is how it looks for the example country of Nepal. So once you've figured out which type of visa you need, uh, there are around 65 countries which are visa exempt, right? So if you belong to these 65 countries, all you need is your passport, your to and fro air or sea fare tickets, which have to be from an approved entry or exit ports. So if you already are part of these visa exempt countries, please go ahead and take a look at the official website. The link is here on the chat, and make sure that you have those documents ready when you're traveling. But if you are from India, Laos, Myanmar, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Cambodia, you can also opt for an ROC travel authorization certificate, right? And this is the one that I have used, and I got my visa within a day. So it is very simple, especially because there are only four requirements that you need for this visa. Uh, if you need to have a valid visa for United States or Canada or United Kingdom, or the Schengen visa, the New Zealand visa, an Australia visa, or a Japan or Korea visa. And you need to have a valid passport that has 6 months validity from the day that you will be traveling to Taiwan. And you need to have your to and from air tickets as well as your hotel booking details. So it's a very simple online process, and I would recommend anyone from these countries, if you have a valid visa from the countries list that I just mentioned, please go for this, because it was really easy peasy, and that's how I got my visa done in a day, right? Coming to, if you do not belong from a country, one of those 65 countries that are visa exempt for Taiwan, or you do not belong to the ROC travel authorization certificate, and you do not have that additional visa that will help you to get your visa quickly, then you've got two options below that, right? One is the visitor visa for attending a conference, and the other one is the MOFA's e-visa, which comes with a flexible mechanism that in WordCamp Asia will be helping you. So in this, you can clearly see, right, what the differentiation is. It's pretty much the same information requirements that you have to provide. But for the visitor visa for attending conference, you will have to do this entire application process by yourself. If you went for the e-visa, which we are helping with, you will apply through us, and you should have gotten a link with your ticket. Once you had purchased the ticket for WordCamp Asia, you would have received a link that it requested you to send in your information to us, and you can still do that if you haven't already done that up till 6th of February 2024, so that we can send in those applications in batches, and you will be able to get your visa in due course, right? Now, the other main thing that this makes things convenient, and what we are trying to help with, is that with the visitor visa for attending conference, you need to go physically to an embassy or a missions abroad and get an interview and physically submit your your information and your requirements, your application form, and you'll also have to be physically present for the interview. With us, going through the e-visa, you won't have to do this, because we will be submitting these in batches directly to the government agency, and we'll be kind of reducing this one step for you. You will receive an e-code with us, which is how you will later make your payment, and clear your process, pay the fees for the visa, and in a couple of days they will be able to revert back with your visa status, right? And the other third difference is if you're planning to stay longer, way beyond this, the event, then for at least 180 days, the visitor visa will allow you to stay. But the e-visa only allows you to stay for a max 30 days. So this is something that you also need to keep in mind while making this decision. When it comes to visitor visa, you can, apply anytime, because once your application is submitted, you'll have to bring all your documents to the overseas mission within 30 days. But with e-visa, you can apply with us up till 16th of February. And then from the 7th, we will be sending those batches out, right? So we need to have all of those in, because after 16th, the timeline would be very tight to ensure that visas come through. So, please keep that in mind. If you've got questions so far, please keep dropping them on Slido so that we can get to that in the Q&A round. And now I'm just going to quickly go through, because this is our recommended process for you. If you're taking the e-visa, MOFA's flexible mechanism, the first step is you should have already purchased your WordCamp Asia 2024 event ticket. So check your email for that. And then you should have also booked your round trip flights and your hotel stay. And make sure that, on your hotel receipt, you have your hotel name, address, and contact number, because this will be asked later when you have to fill out the information. Also fill in your e-visa application form from the link that you receive with your ticket email, and make sure that all of that is, accurate and as per your passport details. Make sure all of your names match across all documentation. And then once we have sent out the application and receive your e-code on your behalf, we will then be sharing this with you via email. So you need to input that e-code on the visa link online. That will also be shared to you on the email thread, and we can also share it here on the chat window, so you can bookmark it and keep it. So after February 10th, once everyone has received the e-code, they can, go online, use the e-code, put in their passport details, their application details, and just pay the fees. And you should get a notification about your visa, as soon as possible. The final step is, once you've received your e-visa result, hopefully that is positive, so fingers crossed on that, and you take a printout of it and you keep the official invitation letter as well for your travel purpose. Right. Coming to the number of requirements, right, for e-visa, it's pretty much similar to all of the other visa types. You need to have a valid passport, which is at least 6 months from the date of your entry to Taiwan. You should have a clear passport scan copy, and your event ticket, the invitation letter, as well as your flight and accommodation. Now, one of the main things for sometimes the visa to get rejected, or you have to resubmit some proof, is usually to do with your photographs or with your passport copy itself. So there are some guidelines here on the screen for you to take note of. One is to make sure that it's a color scan copy. Number two is that you need to capture both pages clearly, both the front side of your passport as well as the back pages that contain your information and picture. Make sure that your passport is kept vertically on a horizontal format. So that's exactly how we have done a visual representation here on the slide. Also make sure that you are saving your file type in either a PDF, a JPEG, or a PNG, and make sure that it's less than 10 MB. All right, back to you, Destiny.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vanita. So I have posted the link to our Slido here, which is how we are gathering the questions for the visa portion. So if you can, please take a moment and click on the link I shared, or scan with your phone if that's better, or whatever handheld device you have, and enter your questions. I know that we already have quite a few that have come in since we started here. So our next portion will be just answering with Yuli as well, and Vanita, the questions that we have on Slido.
Okay. We will have to skip to the questions on Slido. Slide. Let's give people some more minutes to submit their questions. Susie, can we skip to the Slido question slide?
I think we need to go to the web page, right?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, excellent. So from the top here, we've got from Chetan, I'm coming from India and I'm not eligible to apply for an ROC certificate. So we applied through WordCamp Asia. Is that the correct way?
Since you are from India, and you are not eligible for ROC TAC, that means you have two more options. One is the visitor visa to attend conference, and the other one is e-visa through WordCamp Asia. Okay, and the next question.
Here is, I need a visa letter for visitor visa for attending the conference. How do I get it?
Okay. So if you are applying for visitor visa, the visa letter, the link, we have a visa letter system where you can generate and download the visa letter. It's on the visa page. And let me drop the link quickly in the chat. So you have the link here. And next question.
Thank you. So I can't find the e-visa application form. Where can I find it?
So e-visa application form link will be in your ticket confirmation email. If you purchased your ticket in the first 3 batches, you will have to email us and we will check your ticket and send you the form link.
Okay. I hold a Chinese passport. Which visa should I apply for?
For Chinese passport, there's a special business visa you can apply. And with that visa, you will need help from our Taiwan representative. The name is Open Cultural Foundation. So please email us and we will connect you to Open Cultural Foundation so you can get your visa application done.
Okay. So we had a gold card webinar last week. Do we need a visa in addition to the gold card, or is this the only for those that can't apply for gold card?
So to be clear, you can apply to gold card and visa at the same time. There's no conflict. And do we need a visa in addition to gold card? So gold card itself already has visa entry to Taiwan. So if you already have a gold card, you don't need to apply for visa. But again, you can apply to gold card and visa at the same time.
Awesome.
Next question.
Yeah, me and my husband got a WordCamp ticket so we can apply for e-visa via flexible mechanism process. But how can I get the visa for my 4-year-old daughter?
Oh, okay. So if you are coming with your family and you are applying for e-visa, you need to remember the e-visa through WordCamp Asia. That means you must have a ticket for WordCamp Asia. But if you are bringing kids under 12, you don't need to purchase a ticket, but you still need to fill in the e-visa application form for your kids. So we have the name, passport, and all the information. Yep, that's it.
Do I have to write my full name on the event ticket? I don't want to show my full legal name on the badge.
Okay, I see. So yes, you do need to write your full legal name on the event ticket. And reason behind this, it's because the visa letter, it's only valid if you print the ticket with it. So that means your ticket name and your visa letter name must be the same, and also your passport, of course. So they all have to match. But if you don't want to show your full legal name on the badge, there's a field in the ticket. It's for a nickname, and you can select which information to go on the badge. For example, you can choose just the nickname and the company name and leave out the first name and last name.
Great. So for the e-visa application, should I upload the bio page of my new passport, or is the old one also required?
Your passport must be the most recent one and have at least 6 months valid. So yes, we do need your passport.
Sorry, I just bumped one up here. So for e-visa, do we need to verify documents from a notary or from the ROC embassy?
E-visa, we are only collecting your passport. For some of you, we may request additional documents like flight ticket, accommodation, your hotel receipt, and your employment of certificate, but you don't need to verify the documents unless after we send it to MOFA, they may request you to do the notary, but we don't require it.
Got it. And we've got in the e-visa Google form that was sent via email, I do not see the option to upload a ticket email PDF. Will you fetch it with the email and name?
I do not see the option to upload ticket email. We won't be needing you to upload. Do you mean the event ticket or the flight ticket? If it's event ticket, we will just search from our system with your email. So the email you apply for in the e-visa application must be the same as your ticket email. And if you're asking about the flight ticket, we will only request flight ticket email confirmation or the e-ticket PDF when it's case by case. So we don't necessarily ask you to provide the flight ticket email. You will only send it to us if we request you to.
Okay. Sorry, I'm jumping to the visa specific ones here. So where is the visa application form link to apply via WordCamp Asia?
I think you meant e-visa application form. So the link, I answered this one before. The link is in your ticket confirmation email or WordCamp Asia ticket confirmation email. And if you purchase the ticket in the first 3 batches, you will have to email us and I will send you the link.
Okay. So if I'm going to apply for e-visa via WordCamp Asia, do I still need to download a visa letter?
Okay, so for e-visa, we will issue you a different visa letter. So you don't have to go to the visa letter system and download it by yourself. We will send you a different one because for e-visa's visa letter, we need to show your flight information and some more informations. So you don't have to download the visa letter by yourself. We will email it to you. I think that's all of the visa questions.
Yes, I think one last one is probably related to like an official hotel. I know with our last session, Bria Cold Cards, some going like through Expedia or something was not desired versus like being direct with a hotel like Hilton or something in this example. So is there oh sorry, I put up the wrong one, but are all hotel and airlines accepted, or are there any recommendations?
Yeah, so later Blake will share about hotel. But for the e-visa application, we don't say we won't require you to use the official hotel or anything or airline. So just send us with whatever flight and the hotel you booked, and it will be fine.
All righty. Then I think that's it. The visa letter application, Yuli already shared that will come in your ticket email. So if you didn't receive that, email us and we'll help you with that. And then as for the weather in Taiwan, it's always great, right?
Well, Blake can answer that.
All right, Blake, please take it away, sharing folks how they can plan for their trip.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Destiny. I'm Blake from Taiwan, and I'm in the communications team. I'll be covering two parts. The first will be 4 tips for finding good accommodations in Taiwan. And I'm wondering if you guys have booked your hotel yet? I cannot see your hands, so if you have not, this will be really useful for you because this is from my past experience booking hotels and hostels in Taipei. And the first tip would be choosing the right area. You can see TICC on the map is over here. And it's really good if you can stay in the red area, it will be walking distance to TICC. And in the green area you can see on the map, it will be okay. Like it's from this circle, from the Dongmen Circle to TICC would be like 12 minutes by MRT and 10 minutes by taxi. So in the green area will be okay if you want to stay outside of Xinyi districts because that's really expensive. And if you come from the Taoyuan International Airport by airport line, you will have to transfer from Taipei Main Station on the top left. You can see Taipei Main Station is over here, and you have to transfer to Red Line and take the Red Line's MRT to TICC. And the TICC is located at Taipei 101 Station. So in this area, it's called Xinyi District. And there are also many hotels and hostels around Taipei Main Station you can find online. And if you find those hotels and hostel, you can see it's pretty far from Taipei Main Station to TICC. So if besides of the traffic reason, I would not suggest to stay around there because it's not really a good, very fun place, and there's nothing to do around Taipei Main Station, just the station itself. So it would be good if you stay in the red area or the green area. Okay, and I also put some red circles on the map. And if you can see, those are MRT stations, like Destiny mentioned here, it's subway station. So you can focus on these MRT station. It will be really easy for you to get around. And also there are fun stuff, restaurants and shopping areas around this, surrounded by these stations will be surrounded by a lot of shopping areas and restaurants and fun places. So later on, we will share these slides on the website, so you can take a look again if you are interested in finding your accommodations. Okay, next tip. I think it's the same as every other countries. There are 4 different types of accommodations in Taipei, and I'm not going to go through all the details in there, but I'm going to give you some highlights. For the hotel in Taipei, it's relatively more expensive than other cities in Asia. Usually, a 3-star hotel would cost you about 120 US dollars in Taipei, but with a very small room. So you can see when you check online, you will see like it's more expensive to find a hotel. And for hostels, it's not the usual hostels you will see maybe in the US or in Canada, like with a lot of bunk beds. In Taiwan, actually, there are some hostels that will have beds covered with curtains and with a very private space for you can sleep, but just a bed. But that's also in a hostel. So that would be a really good, cheaper options, and you can have the community vibe. You can make some friends in the hostel. And the third one is Airbnb. I think a lot of people would want to stay in Airbnb if you have a few friends coming with you. But I want to mention that it's not legal in Taiwan. I wouldn't say it's illegal, but it's in a gray zone. Like a lot of units on Airbnb are not legal. So the risk is that if some people tell the police or anything, they can come and just evacuate you from the place. So that's a risk. You have to think of that, but it's still an option. Like people still stay in Airbnb. And the last one is third service apartment. It would be really good for people who want to stay long term in Taiwan, for example, like a month. If you got a go-kart, you want to stay 1 or 2 months in Taiwan, and service apartment could let you cook, and also it would be less expensive than a hotel, and I think it's pretty good and usually clean and safe. You can do your laundry. So that would be an option for you if you want to stay long term. But it would be harder for you to contact or find it on like a booking website. It would be you might have to directly communicate with the landlord. Okay. And the next one, the third tip. So these are the things might be essential in your countries, and might be you never think of that, but it might be different in Taipei. So I will go through these things that you can think about, like when you book a hotel. So the first one is window. A lot of hotels that in Taipei, they offer rooms without a window. So if you are someone like me, I really care about there's a window in the room. You can check the title or check the pictures to see if there's windows. And the second one is space. Room measurements in Taiwan are different from other countries. Like we use ping or some other different measurements. In Taipei, there are some rooms that are pretty small. So just check before you book the place and get really disappointed when you check in. And the third one is smell and noise. So in Taipei, it's very crowded city. So if you are someone who care about smell or noise, you can check the reviews on the booking website or Google review and see if someone complained about the smell or noise. And the fourth, breakfast. Some hotels don't serve breakfast. It's not like every hotel, like a lot of them now, they don't serve breakfast, and it's easy to get breakfast and food in Taipei. You can just go to convenience store, or there's breakfast place next to you. And the fifth one is the front door picture, because on the booking website, some pictures looks really good. Like the room looks perfect and it looks fancy, but the front door might be a little bit old. And if you care about like living in an old building, that would be something you want to avoid. And the last one is kitchen. Like some people, if you want to cook or you have some special food preference, you want to cook, and you see a kitchen on an Airbnb website. but it doesn't mean that you can cook if there's website, if there's a kitchen, because some landlord don't let people to cook their own food or use the gas or stove in their place. So you have to check before you book the place. Okay, and I also want to mention that if you have more question about travel, you can leave that in the Slido. Okay, the fourth tip, this is how I get a cheaper price for accommodations for myself. So first I'll go through the travel website like booking.com, agoda.com, and there are also some of the websites only in Taiwan. It's called, let me see. It's called Airbnb.com, asiayo.com, myfunnow.com. I'll also put in the chat here so you can check those websites also. And then I'll check Google Map for comparison to see like on different websites, which one is cheaper. And then usually in Taiwan, you can check the hotels or hostels official website. It's usually cheaper than other travel websites because they don't have to give the percentage to those websites. But it might be non-refundable. So just make sure that you want to have like the choice. And sometimes there's good deal on travel websites. You can check every day and see if there are good deals that the hotels that offer. And last thing I want to mention that is that some Airbnb hosts would offer a better cash price and say, oh, if you pay in cash when you arrive, I'll give you a better deal because they don't want to pay Airbnb the fee. But I think it's still safer to book through the website so you don't get screwed or you don't get scammed or anything. So if the host say that, I would say just go through the website if you decided to have an Airbnb. Okay, if you have any questions, you can scan this QR code and put in your questions, and then I think we'll answer that at the end with all the travel questions. Okay, I'll give you 10 more seconds to scan this QR code. Okay, then we're going to move to the second part of important information while traveling in Taiwan. First, I want to talk about how can you pay in Taiwan. Just like other countries, we have credit card, cash, mobile payments, and also there's Easy Card in Taiwan. And in Taipei, cash is pretty important. It's not like I think in other countries in Asia, a lot of people take all the credit cards, but in Taipei, some places don't take foreign credit cards. So make sure you have cash on you, and there's no local money exchange store like in Southeast Asia. You have to go to a bank or go to the airport. So it's important to have cash and important to exchange money when you have chance to go to bank because those banks close on weekends. So if you arrive on a weekend, make sure you maybe get some money from the airport. That would be best. And the last one is Easy Card. So this Easy Card, it's used for transportation. You can use on MRT and bus, and also you can pay with that in convenience store, like small amounts. For example, you buy like a soda, you can pay with that if you put money in the Easy Card. Okay. And next would be really important too. You want to get yourself connected. There's a SIM card that you can purchase. It's 3 to 30 days unlimited data, and it's only exclusive at the airport. You have to show your passport to buy it. It's only for foreigners. So outside of airports, I don't really know like where foreigners can get SIM card. It would be harder. So when you get out of the immigration, there will be like some stands. You can just get your SIM card there, or you can purchase eSIM in your own country. That would be very convenient too. And the second, in Taipei, many places with free Wi-Fi, and you can, if you don't need like internet all the time, you can just use the free Wi-Fi in the stores. And the power outlet in Taiwan is type AB plug. So in this picture with the 3 holes, or the ones only have the top 2 holes, that's the plug in Taiwan, and it's 110 volts. So don't forget to bring your converter or adapter for your electronic devices. I know some of the hair dryers, if you bring from your country and your country is like 220, it might not help, like it might not blow, like it will just like go very, very slow. So you might have to bring a converter to work on your devices. Okay. And these are some insider's guide. I think you guys can find a lot of travel information online, and this part just some local secrets, like not very common on the websites. So the first one in March, there might be cherry blossom, and you can see that in Yangmingshan National Park. And second one in Dadaocheng, this is a place with a lot of historical buildings. And in those buildings were built in different time periods. So it would be really fun to have a walking tour. The third one, TICC, the venue of WordCamp Asia 2024, is located in Xinyi District and is known for the nightlife. And many clubs and bars are here, so you can enjoy the nice weather and drink with many locals and foreigners outdoors. And the fourth one, you can see it's a private room. It's a private hot spring room at Beitou. Usually, for example, like in Japan or other countries, it's like a big pot hot spring, people going together. In Taipei, you can enjoy this kind of private hot spring room, and with your significant others or with your partner, or just by yourself, you can have your private space in there. And this is the Japanese district. It's called Tiaotong Culture at Linsen North Road. If you like Japanese culture and if you want to enjoy some different type of nightlife, you can try that. And the last one, if you are artistic, there are a lot of public arts installations, and they're very mysterious vibe at the Treasure Hill. If you want to experience that, you can go there for a look and for a walk. Okay, last, there are some other small things. I think in the question, some people ask about the weather. In Taipei, in the early March, it's usually between 15 to 23 Celsius. For us, it's very cool, like very nice. But for some people, it might be cold. So just prepare accordingly. And the rain chance is low at the time, but because Taiwan is tropical season, so a tropical weather, so it will be unpredictable for like sometimes we'll just have a shower in the afternoon. So if you don't like rain, you prepare some umbrellas. In Taiwan, there's no need to tip. You don't have to tip waiters, or in hotel, you don't need to leave tip. But in some restaurants, you can see like 5 to 10% service charge on the bill. Oh, and this one is very important. There's no food or water allowed on MRT or in the station. It will be fine. Like you will be fine if you drink water or have food on the MRT. So just be aware. And in some toilets in Taipei, you can throw toilet paper in the bowl, but some cannot. So make sure you read the sign. Mostly the restrooms or in the hotel, they will give you a sign that says, oh, you can throw in toilet paper or not. If you throw in toilet paper and it doesn't take well, it would clock, so it won't be pretty. And lastly, I want to mention that Taipei is very LGBTQ friendly and open to all religions. So feel free to be yourself. And we have also prepared many information about Muslim friendly information and where to eat, including some vegan choice or like halal choices. And we have some transportation guide. You can ride MRT, bus, or train in Taipei. And there's also a Taiwan lucky draw. You can have a 5,000 NT lucky draw when you arrive Taiwan. Yeah, that's my part. If you have any questions, please join at Slido.
Thank you, Blake. So we'll go back to our Slido slides. Should you say when you get a moment? Awesome. So we'll just, as you think of it, keep typing it. We'll go through it. Thank you again, Blake, for your presentation. I think we can mark the first one as completed. We just talked about the weather, so we should know exactly what to expect here. Little rain, little shine, a lot of warmth. So we have one. Let me bump up here. That's related to what you were speaking about. If there are restrictions to stay in Airbnb or service apartments, then what is the purpose of Gold Card? How can we stay for a long time, 3 years in hotels?
Okay, if it's 3 years, I think you can rent a place in Taipei. Airbnb is not, it's not restrictions, but it's just not legal. And service apartments are legal, so you can choose a service apartment to stay in if it's long term. Yeah, I think.
How can you get the Easy Card? Where to purchase it?
Oh, you can purchase it at the MRT station. And we will put in more locations on our websites, like where to purchase the Easy Card.
Do you have any tips for mobile companies?
Okay, I don't want to promote a certain one. In Taiwan, this called Zhonghua Mobile Company or something, they have the widest coverage. So if you are planning to go into mountains or like other places other than the city center, I would suggest that company. But if you just stay in the city and stay in Taipei, I think all the companies will serve you just fine. Is
And
Uber available? Yes, Uber is available. And you can also use other taxi apps because Uber sometimes is more expensive.
There a name for the SIM card? I presume it's easily identified at the kiosk at the airport.
Yeah, I can put in the chat here. It's called Zhonghua. I don't know the full name here, but you can see like it's a stand and there are a few, you can just purchase one there. Here. I also put in the chat.
Awesome. And we've got another one. Can I buy the Easy Card with a credit card?
This one I don't have an answer right now because usually we just use the machine, like the vending machine. You put in cash and it will give you Easy Card. I'm not sure if we can buy it with credit card right now, but we will make sure to put that answer on our website.
Okay, and it looks like Michael's in Taiwan, it sounds like, but they say it's easier to buy Easy Card from the machine or the MRT stand. Okay, so jumping around here, how much cash should we carry? Any suggested amounts to cover airport taxi, up and down, venue, basic subsistence?
Um, from the airport to TICC, it costs you about like 1,200 NT. It's about $40, 40 US dollars. So for it really depends on how many days you will stay here and what kind of restaurant you are thinking and things you want to enjoy. So I cannot say like how much cash, but in Taiwan, it's usually very safe. Even like some people left their cell phone on the MRT, they can find it back later. So um just not I would say like no one will flash your cash outside in public, but you can carry as much as you want. And for like a 3 days, I would say maybe like normal expenses, probably like 5,000 NT would be enough, except like not including hotels.
And Calvin also adds in the chat that we will be adding more information about transportation on the website soon. And I did want to clarify.
And we have that on the website. The link, I think, Yuli provided. There's a
Calvin.
get around Taipei.
Oh, money wise. Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah. Good.
And I did want to clarify, Blake, when you said 1,200 Taiwan dollar from the airport, there's two airports that are close that people might be arriving from. So which one would that pricing be from, you think?
That's from Taoyuan. So that's actually a city outside of Taipei. The one in Taipei, I think just costs you about less than 500. It depends on the traffic. But from Taoyuan, it will be farther.
Okay. And the other one was Songshan?
Yeah, the other one is Songshan.
Cool. Okay, let me just skip around here. Based on what kind of converter to bring, do you have a recommendation?
Just the one that can plug into the AB type plug would be good. And usually if you have your laptop, usually they have an adapter with it, so should be fine with the vault.
Great. Are convenience stores open 24 hours?
Yes, mostly. So you can get nice snack and you can get beer at night.
Oh my gosh. And then is there other popular cab or taxi apps?
Yeah. There another one called Yoxi. It's spelled as YOXI. And the other one is 55688. The app is funny because when you make the phone call to call the taxi, you dialed 55688. So their app is called 55688.
Very direct.
Yeah.
I guess I do want to add on to that question because I know getting a taxi cab in a different country when you don't know the language is very like it can be a little stressful. So do you have any like tips around if you get into a cab, like do you have like Google Maps and you're like, here, please, like how can we make sure people, get to from A to B smoothly?
I would strongly suggest you to use app because if you get in the cab, just call a cab on the streets. And sometimes I wouldn't say like every drivers, but some drivers will like take different turns or like cost you more money to arrive to the certain destination. And sometimes they will say, oh, I don't know how to get there. So it would be like strongly recommended to foreigners to use apps because on apps you can track if it's on the right, it's on the accurate routes, And on Uber, you can always complain if you have like unsatisfied experience. So I think that would be good for foreigners. Even for me, because I don't know every road, so I still use apps to call a cab.
Yeah, if you can definitely get some data. I'm always like with my Google app just following on mute. I'll just answer this. Yes, we will provide Wi-Fi at the venue for WordCamp Asia, so don't worry about that. Is there an ATM at the WordCamp Asia venue?
I think so. I have seen it, but I cannot be 100% sure. But there are ATMs everywhere in MRT stations and convenience stores.
I do want to jump this up. I know Calvin answered that yes, there is medical assistance that will be provided on site at TICC. So if anything happens, definitely that will be a service available for folks. I like how this question was like, are toilets safe in Taipei? Can we flush the toilet papers?
I think I answered that.
Yeah, you did. It is safe. Just, make sure if you see a sign that says don't throw the toilet paper in the toilet, don't throw the toilet paper in the toilet.
Yeah, it's very important because a lot of buildings in Taipei are old, so the pipes are old. If you throw in, it might like clog the whole buildings, or like you will have some troubles.
Yeah, don't make people come after you due to plumbing issues. So is there a rental bicycle available in Taipei?
Yes, there's rental bicycles. There's also a service called U-Bike. In Taipei, you can just use your Easy card and tap, and you can get the share bike. And we have that information on our website in the, I think the transportation guideline on the website. So you can have more information and see how to register for a share bike in Taipei.
Are there any like safety recommendations you have? Like, do they provide helmets? Is Taipei actually cyclist friendly, or is this kind of like, yeah, you can rent it, but
in some areas, like there's a bike lane, so you can ride on the bike lane. But in some areas, the roads are narrow, so you have to ride with other scooters and cars. So yeah, there's no helmets or any knee pads And there's also share scooters. If you ride, I think in Southeast Asia, a lot of people ride scooters in their countries. And I'm not sure if you can ride in Taiwan because you don't have the license, but you can check. There's a shared scooter in Taiwan.
Can we use Amex in Taipei?
I think Michael answered that.
I did see that. Yeah.
Amex is not popular in Taiwan. Some people, some places take that, like a high-end hotel or like a fancy club would take that, but not all the restaurants would take Amex.
So would you say like it's more, if you come in with a credit card, Visa or MasterCard or something like that is more accepted?
Yes, yes.
Which airport do you recommend?
I would say, yeah, if you can fly into Songsan, that would be the best, but they don't have much choices to give you the flight to Songsan. So I think only from Tokyo or some countries in Southeast Asia can arrive in Songsan. But if you're coming from US or Europe, I don't think that's an option to arrive in Songsan. Oh yeah, China. Kelvin mentioned that.
Are we allowed to drink outside? Are we talking
Yes.
about water, or are we
Yes.
talking about golden water?
Yes, because I know in the US you cannot drink outside, But in Taiwan, feel free, you can grab a beer and drink on the road. And I mentioned that in Xinyi district at night, especially on weekends, you can go to this bar and there will be a lot of people drinking just on the road. So it will be fun.
I'll just say, don't let it ruin your time at WordCamp Asia, though. So in moderation. How do we travel with luggage, city to city on high-speed trains?
Okay.
Oh,
It depends on like how large your luggage is. On high-speed rails, they have this space for huge luggage, like over 28 inches. You can put in like a space. But with a carry-on, you can just leave it in front of your leg. For me, it's very easy. But if you're like taller, you can put it on the upper head compartment in high-speed rail. So it will be easy for you to do that travel.
okay. We've got just 2 more minutes left. Last couple questions here. Will there be 220 power supply available on the premises? I think not, right? It's going to be a local outlet, and folks will need to bring converters or adapters for their
Devices, yeah.
devices. And we already answered tips are not mandatory in Taiwan. You'll see a 5 to 10% surcharge included. And your flight says Taipei Terminal 1. Which airport would that be? I think there should probably be a 3-letter code as well on your ticket. So that should tell you which airport you're in.
Yeah, if it's TPE, that's Taoyuan. And if that's I think I don't remember like the 3-letter code is SH something, but if it's Taipei, it means in Taoyuan. Oh yeah, TSA.
And then this is the last question, focus on the visa. Yuli, I don't know if you can jump in here, but can I apply for a family visa by end of this month with my own e-visa app?
I would recommend you apply e-visa application all at the same time. So you can, in the form, you can mention that you are applying for a group for your family. And for example, if you have 3 people coming in, you fill out the application 3 times, and each one you check group application, and underneath it you can put down your name. All 3 applications use the same name, and we will know these 3 applications should group together. And later on, I will email you again and double check that we have all the applications from you.
Okay, we are at time, but we do encourage everyone to keep sending in questions via the email I just shared in the chat on YouTube and in Zoom. We are happy to keep answering these questions. Thank you so much, Vanita, Blake, and Yuli for sharing this information with everyone. And we so look forward to seeing you all very soon this coming March 7th through 9th. Don't miss it. And we'll help you not miss it by making sure you get there as best we can. So looking forward to seeing you all soon, and thank you for attending. Here's some information as well, how you can connect with us. Oh, I think we're all trying to control it at the same time. Oh, thank you, everyone.